What happens when you try to make the NXT Women's Championship #1 contender? We're going to talk about that and the death of 2 children today on the NXT After Show. Stay with us.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the NXT After Show right here on AFTERBUZZ TV. Starting off, with some Fozzy. We got some fresh Fozzy coming. This is one of the theme songs of NXT TakeOver Chicago.
It's a banger.
It's a banger.
Wow.
That I would love to mash. Damn it. So it's okay. For bearing that lead, you're last now. Joining us today is the entirety of the NXT team, as well as our satellite branch from Washington, D.C., starting with, all the way to my far left, Bill Hanstock.
Hey, everybody. Follow me on Twitter at @SunHotel. I just want to say I'm so happy Dale's here.
Yeah, Dale brightens up every day.
Every Dale.
Every Dale.
Every Dale.
And it just becomes circular. Dale brightens up every Dale, brightens up every Dale, brightens up every Dale, brightens up every Dale. Also, the true Hobo's here.
Hey, True Hobo. On the Twitter. Follow and tweet me. I say things. Sometimes I
He
regret
keeps
them.
changing his name.
I do.
Yeah.
Today it's Robbie Corvette.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Robbie Corvette.
I'm feeling like
that's
a
a
V8. Ooh, Robbie Corvette.
And also joining us, the man to my left is a wonderful human being. We miss him very dearly here at AfterBuzz TV. Luck would have it that he is joining us today. He is the one and the only Dale Rutledge, everybody.
Hey!
Hi, Dale.
Hey!
You're just a brightness.
Thanks for having me.
That's it.
He walks the Dale. He talks the Dale.
Yes.
He's the walking Dale.
We got Ron Corleone in chat already. What the F, Dale?
What the
Yeah, it's Dale.
With the most normal hair I've ever seen on this man.
Yeah.
It's a human color. I was actually absolutely panic-stricken when I
sorry.
saw you. I went, who the hell are you?
Well,
Did they finally get to you, man?
We don't talk about it. You gotta reset every once in a while.
This is the sign. This is the signal. If Dale Rutledge is ever being mind-controlled, the hair's a normal color.
Well, no,
That's
was like...
the sign. If I start saying bro, it's the same thing.
No, Mark Donica. You can follow me on Twitter at Mark Donica. Anyway, I told him the story today when we were watching the UK tournament, and somebody was like, "Oh yeah, Dale was there," and I kept looking for him, and I couldn't find it because your hair was a normal color.
You could also look for my face, you jerk.
Yeah,
Well,
they can
yeah,
also
he
look for the
popped-
time when they cut to him in the crowd and just lingered on their
Yeah.
close-up.
That's the thing.
were you
I
next
didn't
to?
know that was you. I think you also weren't wearing glasses either.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Yeah, so you were a
I
completely
was
different person.
incognito.
In cosplay.
That's the greatest
See,
thing.
his vision's perfect in England.
Yeah.
It's the time. It's Greenwich
I
Mean
can only
Time.
see bangers
what
and
it
mash.
That's it. So today was a very interesting episode of NXT. We are on the road to take over Chicago, which is going to be coming to us from Chicago. Who knew?
The Big Apple.
Yeah, the Windy Apple.
The windy out.
No
The city that never sleeps.
That's us. Chicago. Los Angeles, Chicago. It started out with Killian Dain versus Danny Burch, who we haven't seen in a
2
couple
weeks.
He tried. It didn't work.
I mean, he tried to stay one step ahead, and I think he did that pretty well, but Killian Dain has got a speed factor that he kind of punches whenever he wants to, and he manages to turn a tide pretty quick by gaining
He punches
that
when he
advantage.
wants to.
Well, no, he punches with his feet.
It's his
That's what
party.
changed it.
He changed it up. Maybe I don't want to punch all the time.
Feet punch.
But he has the
Foot punch.
Delicious.
Arm
I will
kick.
say.
So what do y'all think of Killian Dain and Danny Burch? Like Danny Burch, we've seen in such like a power capacity up against somebody that is just on a completely different level.
I mean, Danny Burch is really a true enhancement talent at this point. He makes everybody look good, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I think he's just one high-profile win away. Ugh, I think I made that same thing last week. I think he's almost there. If he just gets one win, I think he could really start to pull some serious weight.
I'm curious if maybe the UK show will be where they pull that trigger.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They're just kind of waiting.
Keeping him around so that people remember that
Yeah.
he's Danny Burch.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good call. But it'll probably be like several months down the line there too, because there's just so much UK talent that they clearly like have an idea for.
Did you see them in the crowd? Was that
Yeah,
last
yeah.
week?
That was last week.
Oh, just them sitting there, I was so elated.
Wolfgang!
Wolfgang, I see you again.
Wolfgang!
I just like Pete
Well-
Dunne like grumble to grumble.
There's not a whole bunch to say about this match other than both guys look good, but what there is to talk about this match was the horrible name of Killian Dain's finisher.
So Dain hits the ulcer plantation
What in the
for
heck?
the win.
Plant you so hard, I'll give you an ulcer.
You bleed out of your intestines.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't,
So, too big a cackle for that, I guess.
put that on a.
Hey, if I made you laugh, I don't care. Somebody found it funny somewhere. That's all I care about.
Apparently.
Somebody at Castle Grayskull? Like what?
I'll get you Starscream.
Not Castle Grayskull.
A lot of crossovers
My
happening.
favorite callback.
Yeah. Jeez. See, the ulcer plantation for the win, and that's all that we got out of that match.
What do you guys at home think you should call this? Because it has the terrible name. We need to rename it. What do you guys want?
Should call it the one-winged demon.
It doesn't even look like the one-winged angel.
It's the exact
No,
same
it is.
move.
It's the exact same move.
I'm sorry. We did a pre.
Oh, you're thinking of the angel's wing.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, it doesn't look
I'm
like
in a
that.
different mind space right now.
It doesn't look like that different move.
No. Yeah,
That's
it's the
true.
one-winged angel. Excuse me.
Doesn't.
Like, dude, you were there. You saw him wrestle live. Come on.
Whatever.
All right. So in between this and our next match, we have.
We have one name suggestion.
Oh, we do?
Ron Corleone suggests Reverse Muscle Buster.
Nah, then it's too close to Joe.
It's also not really a reverse
Yeah.
muscle.
No.
It's still
They
better
should
than
call
the
it-
ulcer thing.
Yeah.
They should call it the Oh no, now I'm on the spot. They should call
Yeah,
it
what should
the,
they call it? It's better be good.
Call it the on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Give it
Killian,
its own
the
theme music.
Killian driver.
Yeah.
Why not? It's better than ulcer plantation.
Anything is.
How about the kill switch?
Well, they call that the
Engage.
Damo Noku driver.
We'll be
Nice,
Dain
nice.
Anoku driver. That could work.
I like that.
Yeah. That's what it is from here on out on this show.
All right.
So after this, we get an announcement of the rise of the Velveteen Dream.
Ow.
Woo!
That was a lot of
So
purple.
stoked.
A lot of purple.
Velveteen Dream experience.
Okay. Velveteen Dream, he's going to be a huge hit, I'm sure. If he continues to be popular or notable or pushed heavily, there has to next takeover weekend, next WrestleMania weekend next year, takeover. I want Morris Day and the Time to play the Velveteen Dream to the ring.
Yeah. I mean, I can't complain about that.
Yeah. My Velveteen, oh.
Speechless.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Can we please?
It's not like Morris Day and the Time are totally booked.
I think
No offense, Morris Day
Well, they might be-
or the Time.
They might be mostly dead. I don't know how many of them are still alive.
they're all
Just Prince.
pretty kicking.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the last major appearance they had was in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Other than that, they've just been touring low-key.
Just to clarify something, the conversation that's going on in the chat, we know that he's used this move for a long time.
It's the name.
the ulcer plantation. We're aware that he's been using the move ever since he's been around, but this is the first time they've called it the ulcer plantation on NXT TV. If he was calling it that in England, then that's an existing problem.
That's a pre-existing condition.
That's something that Katz or somebody should have been like, no, that's not going to be happening anymore.
Yeah. I've got an ulcer plantation, Doc. I'm sorry. Insurance doesn't cover you. It's a
They said,
pre-existing
Mecha
condition.
Baloney says his name is Killian Dain. It should be called To Kill a Dame. That's horrible.
Rarely do we take time out of the show to laugh at our
No,
audience.
but that's just sort of the thing. That's sort of the thing that NXT tries to stay away from, like that
Killing
whole
women?
last kicker debacle.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was just kicking a woman. This
Boy,
is
oh boy.
killing them.
You did open the show about talking about dead children, though.
We'll get there.
That was the
Okay,
best.
what you could call it is you could call it a Dain to kill for.
There you
Dain.
go.
Okay, all right.
There you
I
go.
like it.
Beautiful. So the voiceover in the package was done by a female, not by Patrick Clark himself. Do you think that he's gonna have an attaché of some sort?
Hey.
Yeah, he's gonna carry her to the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring Paisley back.
Bring
Nitro Girl Paisley?
That was
deep-
too good. We can't volley off.
them
Yeah.
deep cuts. Does anybody think he's gonna come out with
Does he need to?
He doesn't
I
at
feel
this
like it would
point.
take away from him right now.
Yeah, I think you need Velveteen Dream for a while, and then
Yeah.
he can have his like Sheila E. or Apollonia or whatever.
Dude, Apollonia.
Apollonia.
He could have an whole entourage after a while.
Aaron Nicholson in the chat is saying that it's the Ulster Plantation, which is probably a reference to Scotland or something.
Hold on.
Where's that?
Ulster.
Ulster.
Ulster Plantation.
That's what you put your gun in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ulster.
Yeah, Ulster.
Ulster is a province in the north of the island of Ireland.
Well,
Oh,
dag
Cool.
nabbit.
That reference plays everywhere. Definitely no one's going to think they're saying Ulcer.
Yeah, if you have to Google
Especially
it.
with Nigel going, honey, it's the Ulster Plantation.
It's definitely not going to cause 10 minutes of heated conversation on an after show.
Hey, it filled content like we actually care.
Are we still talking about the first match? Oh, no.
no,
Velvet
we're
Dream.
talking about
We're onto the
Wait,
thing
was
before the
Paisley
second
Shermell?
match.
Is Paisley
No.
Shermell?
No.
That's what Joseph Bose is saying.
Well, Joseph Buzz is wrong.
All right. Cool. So Ulster Plantation. Glad we've got that figured out. So let's talk about killing children. Heavy Machinery versus the team of Watts and Kunzman.
Oh, I see.
Two
I've been to the corner of Watson Country. Dangerous part of town.
dangerous plays.
There's no crosswalk.
No,
Doesn't
no.
make any sense.
You just gotta go. What a dangerous idea to get these two. I say men in the ring against Heavy Machinery.
I'm sure they showed up backstage, and some agent looked at them and said, "I know exactly what to do with it.
I'm sure they blew,
Come with me."
I'm sure they blew through the window like pieces of paper.
These guys are so like unintimidating that if they stationed together like Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, they'd create James Ellsworth. They're the separate components of Ellsworth.
They did look like they were lost from a swim meet of some kind. They were very
Yeah.
tiny.
People are saying Paisley was Charmel. I'm wrong.
Okay.
All right,
Well,
fair enough. Well, she's available.
yeah.
For a hefty fee.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, it could be play off like maybe she's an auntie or something.
Aunt Paisley.
Yeah, Aunt Paisley.
On Paisley.
Yeah. Yeah. So the only notes that I have for the actual match portion of this match were these poor children were beaten to death.
Yeah. It was really
That's really something.
like even as much as Authors of Pain have killed a bunch of people and Killian Dain has in the past, they just destroyed these poor boys.
Because it was at the same time for both of them from almost every move. They're like,
Yeah.
you're both coming for the ride.
They got their heads crushed between their massive bellies.
the Meat Boys in full effect.
I did that at a party once. I don't recommend. Is this mic still on?
And once again, this is our final episode of the NXT After Show. We've been canceled again. We will plead with the brass to make sure that we get picked up for next week. No promises, but hopefully. Dale, that's record time.
Yeah.
The Heavy Machinery wins. Was there a name for it?
I don't
Their
even
assisted
know.
front power slam?
I have no clue what it's
It
called.
was like an aided fall.
It's the world's strongest slam times 2.
Yeah.
Well, one
I
was kind
don't
of a
know.
belly flop
Yeah,
onto a slam.
Right.
Fat fall with theatrics.
Fat fall with theatrics. I like it.
Fatty, fat,
Fatty,
fat.
fat.
They
fall.
should call it "It's a fat world."
It's a fat slam.
Yeah.
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 But
They're gonna find us. Those
Good.
guys are gonna
fine.
come.
I would
knock
like to
it.
have those meat boys encounter us.
yeah, we'll have to be on the couch and they'll take the desk.
Yeah.
They're-
Well, we
Those
don't
are
wanna
just
break
gonna
the
come through the
couch.
wall like the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah!
No, boo shakaloo! Hey Dozy, boo shakaloo! Like these guys, I thought they would just come in, wreck house, and leave, but they got on the mics and it was
got even better.
It got so much better.
Because we started up here when they came in wearing matching vests,
Yes.
and then
Oh,
it just
yeah.
kept going up
Oh.
throughout the course.
Then once we saw that they were wrestling children, came down a little bit, and then went back up. Like we were very loud and very silent at the end of this match. Just
Yeah.
like oh.
Like it as small as these guys are compared to their opponents, it never got out of hand. It never got reckless because I can easily see where you could pitch one of these guys and he just keep going till it's unsafe. But it was controlled, you know?
Yeah.
When Tucker Knight hit that double
underhook.
underhook suplex, he pulled him in a little bit so he didn't go sailing across the ring.
He probably could have landed him at the top of the turnbuckle post.
Yeah, he could have just
either of
pitched
these
him
guys-
out into the crowd.
Either of these guys could have just grabbed one of the guys by the arm and like
Smash.
Like Loki in
like
the end of
Mjolnir.
Avengers.
No, just like whip and then toss and like just keep going.
The audience starts bouncing him around like a beach ball.
Right? Exactly.
It's like the evolution of the Spike Dudley spot.
Well,
Yeah.
what I thought was going to happen in that dumpster match was I thought Braun was going to toss him into the dumpster from the ring and like his
From
impact
the
of
ramp.
hitting the dumpster would like close the dumpster like.
Yeah, I thought the rules was you gotta close the lid. That's how I play the game.
That's what everyone thought.
I think they wanted a similar situation to, what was it, Cody Rhodes'
Show.
Big Show?
The Big Show table
It's one of my
spot.
favorite out of context things to come across my dash, which is like totally right at the camera. Hot dog goof.
I really stepped into this time, boss.
Starts crying. I don't remember what prompted it, but Stakes and Weights, baby, is
Stakes and
Stakes and weights.
that's their first. That is their very first shirt.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I think I should. Yeah, I'm gonna make a version of it too.
I want to have a shirt someday where there's drawings of the two meat boys driving a meat truck and just like having the best time, like huge smiles on their faces. We're driving this home. We stole it.
We got this too. We got this truck cash. Just, woo! They've all of these tag teams up to this point have been appetizers, but they're ready for the main course. What
Main course?
Main porpoise.
All right, so the main idea of this promo is I think they want to eat the authors of pain.
Yeah. It's the biggest buffet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of food references.
They've
Yeah.
never stepped into the ring with beef like
Hey,
them.
hey, they're gonna get hungry and leave no man untested.
I just like how they refer to themselves as beef, which is evident that they watch the show. So, hello, Heavy Machinery.
Yeah.
It's wonderful to get acknowledged on TV.
We're your very biggest fans.
Yeah.
Well, not biggest.
Well, I mean,
I'm close, but we're your most devoted fans. Please follow us all on Twitter.
Yes, please. It's about time they ate. When do we see this tag team match happening? Despite what DIY thinks that the line starts behind them.
After Takeover, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to rush it. I don't see a reason. These guys need to establish themselves before we're just running up to
Yeah.
the title.
Also, like, this match is.
They're gonna have to reinforce the ring.
There's never been a more fully engorged match than this match. So something you want to work up to.
Cooked steak on a pole match.
Just turgid.
Yeah, why not? Turgid.
turgid meat.
Mecha Baloney says Otis is Rhino's illegitimate son, and we actually riffed on this.
Yeah, we
during our watch.
did.
So
Yeah.
here's how you know if they're gonna go forward with the storyline. If we see Otis in the back at catering and he's got crackers and cheese, they're going towards that. They're moving towards it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Otis, the type of guy where every clothesline is a short arm clothesline.
Like, imagine if they did like a year-long story of Otis and Rhino, like Rhino denying Otis is his son, and then like at WrestleMania they have a match and then embrace at the end, like
Papa.
yeah.
It's like and
I'm sorry, I was never there for you, Otis.
and we get a Heath with a "You got kids."
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
I guess
Payoff.
we all needed this job.
That's what they all say. So excited for more of these guys. In the back, we see a brief little thing of Kona Reeves and Bobby Roode just talking, maybe giving some strategy about the match later in the
Exchanging
evening.
recipes. Who knows?
Probably is like, what do you like with kale? You know, things of that nature.
Yeah.
And then we get the little bit with DIY and Kayla. To quote the man who's on your shirt, Johnny Gargano.
Oh, it's a Johnny Gargano shirt.
Yeah, is that what that is?
Oh, I didn't even notice.
That's how good it is. I guess.
Yeah.
Nailed it. That they are the
Johnny.
guys with the size to win the prize. To which Tommaso Ciampa had the biggest palm to the face, just
Yeah.
like, I hate you so. Like he was whispering something which I figured was just, I hate you so much. I just hate it. I can't.
Kill you one
Why doing it?
This is why we're not getting called up, Johnny.
So stop making these dumb jokes in our contract meetings. And right after this, we get Kona Reeves and Hideo Itami. Kona Reeves gets his entrance again. Good for him.
Good on him.
It's got a good low-key entrance. Like it's
not Loki's.
not low-key. It's a low-key. Like it's
Got it.
the lights are down,
No, it
the
doesn't wear-
music's low. It's kind of ominous.
He doesn't
like,
wear a
you
suit
get
to
a
the ring.
feeling.
He doesn't wear a whole suit to the ring. And gloves. That's
It
not
means
his...
flute. Look it up. It means flute. Sorry, that's a really deep Loki pull.
Super deep cut.
Sorry, go on.
Kona, seemingly taking Bobby Roode's advice, jumps the gun on Hideo and beats him up in the corner before he has a chance to defend himself.
What a jerk move.
I mean, it's what he tried to do against Aleister Black. It didn't work out then. I'd say he was a bit more in the driver's seat against Hideo Itami.
Yeah, for sure.
He had a pretty good run there until he got cocky and just started palming Hideo in the face and allowing him a chance to get up. For God's sake, man, don't let Hideo Itami get up. What's wrong with you?
I think that's like one of Hideo's like truly biggest strengths is a much bigger opponent, which Kona Reeves is a much bigger opponent, thinks he can outpower Hideo Itami, not realizing that Hideo Itami actually hits much harder than he himself does.
Yeah.
Even the slap to the face was just...
It was a shocker.
It's like-
oh yeah, this guy's here for a reason.
It's zoomed in on him, and you got I've made a huge mistake.
How did I end up here?
Mega Baloney says, Pokemon the Big Scar makes him crazy. Totally agree. Just go... Boop. And he just goes into Overatom. I'm so tired. So where do we see Kona Reeves going from here? Now we've seen 2 weeks of him. I mean, getting the crap beat out of him, but he wants to make that impression, and I think he's really starting to.
I say we have Kona Reeves and Danny Burch fight it out. One of them, they're both literally basically in the same seat.
Absolutely.
One of them's got to win.
Next person fights Roderick Strong or Drew McIntyre.
Sure.
Something like that.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
That's just like punishing someone. Like, oh, hey, you managed to get through Hideo Itami. Great, you've earned the right to fight Drew McIntyre.
Well,
I hope you didn't want that face because it's gonna get kicked off.
face.
Your face. Give me your face.
No, it's been a while.
A little bit.
Been a while.
Give me your legs.
You didn't even do it the last time.
I
he was
threw
on
one,
the
I threw one in
Okay,
last week.
okay, good.
And then after this, speaking of Drew McIntyre, we get a little package based on Drew McIntyre. Look at him, he's a cool guy. And then,
Hey, look, everybody, it's the guy ESPN wrote about.
look,
He used to matter.
and he matters again
Only
because he's in
he's here.
NXT.
Yeah.
The once and future
Dale.
matterer.
The once and future chosen one. Then we get a look at Roderick Strong Part 2, and this is a little bit more of his family life. We get to meet his fiance, who's got a baby on the way. They're building.
Way less depressing.
But, yeah, it was about hope
Yep.
and
Is
life.
that the baby's name?
Actually, no, I don't think so. I don't recall the baby's name, but yeah. He's talking about getting ready for the baby. He was like, being a dad and a husband. Holy S word. And he's getting emotional. What?
No, that was perfect delivery. It's exactly how he said it.
Holy sword.
Holy S word, you guys.
He's scimitar.
One of my That's another good cut. This one I think hit a little bit more because in wrapping it up, he talked about the biggest thing is that he's not just doing it for himself anymore. He's doing it for his family. He's doing it for his child. He's doing it for his fiancée, soon to be wife. He has a reason more than just himself.
Yeah.
Or does he?
That was perfect.
That would be
Perfect,
good.
perfect.
If they edited it like that, I'd be like, wait, what was the point? To which we make it back. We go into the back with it's Bobby Roode on the phone, kind of not paying attention, and Regal looking at a monitor off screen.
That's what I like.
What an inspirational story. Yeah, I guess.
No,
Bobby won't even watch it.
Regal's voice and what he said when they came back from that video package was creepy as hell. He was just like, that's the stuff.
What a story. So Rude is like, hey man, we know what's important here. My face is money. Let's protect it. Itami's reckless, man. We don't want any of that. You don't want that in here. You know, we have an understanding. Really weird. Very sort of shady. Thinks that Itami needs to earn his shot. So next week we're gonna get Roderick Strong versus Hideo Itami.
I like the idea that Roderick Strong's like, you know who I've just seen on the television? This Roderick Strong fella.
He seems like the bee's knees.
Yeah,
we need to get him in here.
He's got quite a story from what I've just seen the past 2 weeks.
Regal sees the first week and goes, "Wow, what a story! We should get that guy in here." It's like he's been on the roster for like 6 months.
He works
8 months,
here.
almost a year.
I mean, he's just below your line of sight, which is maybe why you don't know he actually works
Standing
here.
directly next to him.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Regal. Who said that?
Where's Roderick Strong? Oh, there he
Iron
is.
Raven.
See, I thought last week's video was much more impactful, though.
Yeah.
I didn't like this one. I thought this was like, everyone has this story. Like, I had a baby and I got a fiance. Like, okay,
Right.
great.
It's like how
Like you had a baby.
I always have babies. But the problem is,
No, you got
Rutledge.
you got like
Always
0.7
have baby.
Seinfeld on that one. Ah,
Dale Rutledge. I always have babies.
what's the deal with all the babies?
All these babies.
baby! You get a baby, then they become a person. What's the deal?
Why do we call them a baby when they're really a little person?
I'm just looking forward to when Adam Cole gets into NXT and then gets a similar video package, so then we can talk about the Adam Cole, baby!
Hey! Yeah, thank you for that.
Nope.
I thought you were going to start singing the Lion King intro.
It's a baby!
That's essentially what that song means. It is, holy crap, it's a lion. Look at that.
What's with a circle of life?
We've gone to many places this time. Dale, I'm happy. I'm really happy you're here for it. Mega Baloney, Roderick Strong is the NXT equivalent of
Yes.
Frank Grimy Grimes from The Simpsons.
Exactly. He's just like looking around at the heavy machinery like, this?
Come on!
But I'm a wrestler! Or am I?
So next week, Roderick Strong and Tommy, it's probably going to be relatively hard hitting. What do y'all think about for next week? Who do you see coming out on top?
It's hard to say. I mean, the video package to me indicates that Roderick Strong is the one who's really getting all the attention right now. And I think that attention means that he's probably going to pick up the win over Itami. But I'd say Itami needs this more than anything. Yeah. He really needs a big, high-profile win to cement the fact that he's back and he's not taking any crap from anybody.
I 100% agree with you. I think that's the only way they should play it. I think the Roddy thing is good, and you can drag that out for longer and save it for later.
Sure.
I don't want to see this flip flop all the time.
If this does lead to, if these two video packages do lead to a groundswell of sympathy and support for Roderick Strong and new fans coming to Roderick Strong for him as a person, that's gonna last a lot longer than like this is Hideo Itami's window of like he needs to be in high profile stuff right now.
And lasts a lot longer than he'll probably lose the takeover. Well, at least we still have the fans. Let's build it up to when he does get that big win. Yeah, I like that a lot. Next week, Aleister Black.
Yep.
And then our main event.
We're getting an update on Cassius Ohno, still lost at sea.
Oh no!
I get it.
He's trying out for a basketball team in the area.
Yeah,
A local
got the
Orlando
jersey.
team. He's already got the jersey. He's just trying to get in on the inside.
He has two jerseys. He
That's
has the
true.
jersey he wears to the ring that's over his tank top.
And then he pulls it off to reveal a jersey-themed
It's
tank
like,
top.
hey guys, skins? Never mind.
Jeez.
What? Because he's got another one.
Yeah.
He
He's
fakes
a
him out.
he's a never nude.
He's never.
But from the waist up.
There are dozens
Right.
of
He's a
them.
Donald Duck. You'll often catch Ono pantsless. But
Oh my goodness!
And that's why we go, oh no.
no!
Damn it, I think we got that off of the board. Oh god.
Wow.
Good show.
Oofa
Good show
doofa.
today.
This is
I'm very
This is
sweaty.
like the best show we've ever done.
I'm very sweaty. All right, so let's talk about our NXT Women's Championship Battle Royal. We got a lot of great talent featured. We had second generation superstar Victoria Gonzalez, of course, daughter of the Giant Gonzalez.
Pretty big in her own right.
Yeah, pretty
Sizable.
dude. She's like pretty tall.
Yeah.
Who did everybody want to win this? To take this? Like somebody well established, or somebody?
I think I wanted either Nikki or Ruby to win. Because like we're still telling the Ember Moon story, and her losing a battle royal doesn't mean like she's not still one of the top contenders, because anyone can truly win a battle royal at any time. That's the whole nature of it.
Right.
But yeah, it was great to see. It was a little strange to see a bunch of new faces like making their debut in this match with zero fanfare, and the announcers just sort of playing it as, well, that's the person we all know. Come on.
Yeah,
we don't know this person. We don't know that person.
Come on, you have the internet, right?
Right. Look it up. Google it. But it really shows. We were talking about this at length. That the women's division is deep, and it's so stacked with incredibly talented people right now, and like so much. Like we even Kimberly, like the elimination of her, and we're like, oh yeah, Kimberly also in this match. Crazy talent, like so much talent. It's ridiculous, and I hope that by seeing these glimpses of people on TV after TakeOver, we'll start to see even more of the women's division.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I mean, the draft was really not that long ago. So, I mean, they were purged so hard, and now this feels like a robust roster.
There was a very steep learning curve for a long time.
Oh yeah,
but now it's just jam-packed.
It took some high-profile signings to get us here. There were a few talents they signed that made it right to TV. And if it weren't for that, we'd still be where we were. True. The fact that they signed, Ruby Riott and Kimberly and Nikki Cross as well, though it took Nikki a little bit more time. If it weren't for that, we wouldn't be anywhere.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of these women that didn't get a lot of time tonight. We'll see them in the women's tournament that's coming up.
I hope so.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, surprisingly and also not surprisingly, Rachel Ellering, who's Rachel Evans, I think was her ring name. Yeah, was huge favored to win, and we didn't know that until Aaliyah kicked her out, and everybody hated Aaliyah.
It happens.
Yeah, it does happen. The way Ember got thrown out, though, woof.
Yeah, so Asuka came out, going into business for herself, caused just a no contest and end of the match, threw Ember through the bottom rope and the apron all the way straight to the floor.
She tried to throw her out of the building, but couldn't get quite a good enough pitch. She just landed in the guardrail like a wonder.
Couldn't wind her up enough.
Yeah, Ember just splatting on the ground was like the grossest.
It was not good.
And landing on that shoulder really hard, that left shoulder, because she was turned out like this took a lot of the impact.
I don't think she expected it either, so she probably didn't have a way to mentally prepare herself to how to land that situation.
That's how you mentally prepare. Flatten out, because you want to land with as much of your body's surface on whatever surface as possible to displace the impact. You don't want any singular point to land, because that's gonna break. Like her shoulder was a little bit forward, that took a little bit more of the impact. Now arguably it may or may not be affected for future events.
Do we know anything?
Apparently she was helped to the back after this taping, and she's been sporting a sling. Natalia recently was at the Performance Center. There was a boy named Chase who was spending the day at the Performance Center, and among the group of superstars that were there helping him tour the building, Ember was there, and there's a big picture of the group, and she's sporting that sling. She hasn't been making the live tour circuit. We don't know if she's going to be on the tour this weekend in Arizona and California.
But by the time TakeOver rolls around, it'll be over a month.
Yeah, so it's not a cast. It's a sling. They're just probably playing it super safe.
Yeah. They would have put her into surgery already had it actually been worthy of a surgical procedure. So it probably was I don't want to say a tear, but maybe a strain.
Right.
Probably just
it's very sensitive area right there.
Regal came out and makes a fatal 4-way NXT Women's Championship match for TakeOver between Ruby Riott, Nikki Cross, and Ember Moon, and Asuka, of course, our champion.
And Asuka leaves exactly like she came in, just overjoyed with her own
and
antics.
Skipping like a pixie demon.
She loves it. She is the murder fly.
She is the murder fly. Yeah. So we got a fatal 4-way.
I like the side of her, though.
Yeah.
I think this is a fun way to have Asuka. Because what can she do at this point? Like, why should she care? Like, it's like...
No, this is where she needs to be. This makes her interesting and relevant. Is this the fact that she has had the belt for a solid year, and now she cannot separate the idea of herself from the belt, so she'll do whatever she has to do
it takes
to maintain herself whole.
I dig it.
I do too. I like how we're getting a little bit of
Note to everyone out there: always maintain your cell phone.
Yeah.
That's a good
With a
note.
toothbrush.
Is that the tool?
That's on the go. Yeah, I mean, Hobo's the guy on the go.
Yep.
So sometimes you just need some pocket hole. One of my favorite things
True.
about this exchange is when Nikki was just to herself going, just sort of mumbling, and then turns, sees Ember Moon on the ground being attended to, and goes, and then goes back to Asuka. It's just like, yes!
She's
That's
gonna
her!
be foaming at the mouth. I
my
swear.
goodness.
Next time she comes to the ring, just foam dripping down. She is a hair away from being completely rabid.
She's the best.
If Asuka's having fun, I mean, Nikki is arguably having the most fun.
And this
Oh,
continues our streak of every week that Nikki Cross has ever appeared on television, someone has picked her up.
Yeah, that's true. But this is our second Fatal 4-Way for the championship in recent memory.
Yeah.
Does anybody think that it's a little bit too much, or is it's the wise way to bring these two storylines together and make it about the title?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it a lot, and I also, because last time it was sort of, because it was Nikki, Billy, and Peyton and Asuka, right?
Yeah.
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 So like last time, like Ember wasn't involved. She wasn't part of the championship story yet. Maybe it wasn't time for Nikki, and Billy and Peyton were just sort of telling their story. So it was a little bit disjointed. This time it's a lot more focused. Like Ruby and Nikki have an issue with each other. Ember and Asuka have an issue with each other, but both Ruby and Nikki have a claim to the championship. Ruby less so, obviously.
Right.
But I think that it's a good... All of these stories are overlapping. Everyone has an issue with everyone else. It makes a lot of sense to put these four together. And also, like, this is a way for there to be a new champion without either Ember Moon or Asuka losing.
Yeah.
I think that now is the time for the women's title to change hands. It has yet to change hands in a Fatal 4-Ways from what my memory can hold.
That's right.
So if it's going to happen, I think now is probably the best time for it to happen. I think Asuka won't have to lose, and somebody else can win, and that can set off its long run. I think this is a perfect time.
Yeah, and I don't mind when they change the fact too of like Asuka hasn't been pinned rather than hasn't lost. I think that's a fine way to
Yeah.
reshift it and keep her going in that direction and just not be champion anymore.
Asuka will continue to be undefeated, but she will no longer be champion, and that is a very strong spot for her to be in. To be exactly unchanged, but without the belt.
Exactly.
And if anybody, if we're going forward in that situation, I would love to see it be Nikki Cross, because then we don't know the state of the tag team championships right now. Sanity has a tag team component. It could then lead to the start of Sanity's run towards the tag team titles, which could then lead to Eric Young's run towards the NXT championship, and then Sanity's got all them belts.
What is it about wrestling fans that all of us just absolutely love when a faction holds all the titles?
It's cool,
Like
man.
a completist sort of thing.
Ladies
like,
and gentlemen, the NXT champions,
Sanity.
Sanity. That's it. Super simple. Quick to the point.
It's just there's something so satisfying about like one photo of one faction like all matching with all the belts.
especially when they're heel.
Well, yeah, you can't do it with a face
I mean,
faction.
it's the Four Horsemen, you know.
Yeah.
It's that ideal. These guys are obviously the pinnacle, the top. They got all the gold. That's the strongest statement you can make for a Hall of Fame level group, is when they all have gold simultaneously.
And I would say another thing about the Fatal 4-Way match, the same thing that it did the last incarnation, was it raises more than one person as a possible contender for the for the championship.
Which they need.
Now this will add two more people to there's 5 other people that could be the women's champion right now, and it could happen at any moment because NXT's like that.
And I think the crowd can really get behind Asuka if Nikki Cross is the women's champion. Because of the sanity factor. I think everybody in the audience can go, okay, now Asuka did some really not so great things, but she didn't go Sanity level crazy, because I think Sanity will do whatever it takes to make sure that Nikki Cross remains champion. They will tear Asuka limb from limb, which doesn't make her any less of a competitor. It just makes Nikki Cross that weak of a champion.
And what a great time for Ruby to come in, had a great debut, and now she's in a title match, and nobody is really questioning that too terribly much.
No.
Like, it feels natural, it feels right, and she can go.
Because it's not a single sort of push. It's not like the Liv Morgan push of,
Right.
here's somebody who can obviously do something, maybe.
And then we'll break her.
Ruby Riott seems to be in the right place at the right time consistently. Tonight being the perfect example of that. It just so happened that there were 3 people in the ring when Asuka came down and started kicking everybody in the head.
Yeah.
It could have been anybody else. Ruby Riott just got lucky.
Could have been Lacey. It could have been Aaliyah. It could have
Exactly.
been or Daria. It could have been anybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it was a matter of luck that Ruby Riott got here, not a matter of her winning or not.
Even Liv Morgan, Mark.
I mean,
I mean, Liv-
No. I'll bring that back. Joseph Bo's in the chat saying Ruby Riott is the wild card for sure.
For sure.
For sure. That's a good. Dr. Teeth. Let's go back to that.
Janice is the name.
Janice.
Janice, thank you.
Don't go toe to toe with me on Muppet stuff. I'm the only one. I'm the only member of the NXT team with a Muppet tattoo.
That's right.
Well, forgive me.
You haven't seen my butt.
I have.
Not a joke.
Came in too soon with that rim shot, which is opening up a whole bunch of other jokes.
let's not.
Let's not open those jokes for the rim shot.
No. Yeah, right there.
I'm good.
Turning pink.
Get your toothbrush.
Look at this pink
It's the
boy.
color I turn when I have to hold back jokes.
Is
I
our
know.
pink beef boy. So we're all super excited about this. Is the first set match we have for Takeover, and that's already like, how much are flights to Chicago? Am I willing to fly United?
You should go.
Am I willing to fly United?
Anybody tries to tangle with me on United, I'd tear an arm off.
That
I
is
don't
their
care.
hub. It is their hub.
Is it?
Chicago?
Huh.
Maybe that's
Go.
why
I'm
they're so
going.
mean.
Go, guys.
Yeah, no, Dale, you gotta
Dale, you gotta buy me a ticket. You gotta buy me a ticket.
What's the deal with United? You get on the flight, you get made up.
I'll buy you some popcorn.
Hey, is that
Popcorn.
because it smells like popcorn?
It does smell like
It
popcorn.
smells so much like popcorn, you guys.
So we're making some fresh stuff at the
Just
studio.
lean in real close as a new AfterBuzz feature. Scratch your screen and then smell it. You'll be able to smell popcorn.
That's because it doesn't work, I guess.
I don't know if you guys have noticed that our producers
It was
changed
more.
stuff after the
It
show.
was more of a but you know,
yeah,
it
but
didn't
it
really
wasn't.
come off that way.
But it wasn't that.
That was disappointment.
Crab
go.
legs.
I'm used to that sound, Hobo.
See, there it is again. So right now, just looking across the card, and since we have you here, Dale,
Yay.
and you're going,
Okay.
everybody, but it's a question, everybody, not just you, you selfish. What match do we, aside from title matches, what match do you want to see on the card for NXT Chicago Backlash Takeover?
Aleister Black in anything.
Yeah.
But,
who?
like,
It's
significant-
gotta be
but significant.
specific. Yeah.
It
Can we
can't,
have a-
I don't want to squash.
Can we have a character match between him and Patrick?
Ooh. Yeah.
Like Super Velveteen Dream versus just the King of Darkness.
It's, yeah.
Not the Demon King. Excuse me.
Not for a debut, though. I mean, why it's not a debut. It's not even a repackage, I guess, really.
No, it's the
It's
same
just
thing.
the same
It's
thing.
just,
They're
hey,
just
here you-
calling it more.
This was like when they did Elias Sampson again. Because he was the Drifter, and then Bull Dempsey beat him up a lot, and then he came back as the Drifter, and then he beat up Bull Dempsey a lot. That was the difference.
That was literally
was
what
it.
happened.
The long arc of
The Drifter. Now look at him. Big things.
So Aleister Black in anything.
I want more of that guy. He's just so intriguing, and I love the way his fluidity in the ring, everything about him just.
Maybe
on
him and
point.
Kona Reeves.
I'd take it.
didn't we
Again.
already say-
But I mean, in a
But
significant
a real
match.
one. Yeah,
yeah.
In a legit, totes legit match.
Totally do.
Yeah. Hobo?
I think Heavy Machinery needs to do something. I'd love to see them on a bigger stage, but not necessarily in the title match just yet.
Like a contenders match kind of thing, maybe, or
Not
not even
well,
that.
maybe. Because if you have DIY going, that sort of evens the playing field. So maybe we do have a contendership match.
Or what? This is kind of older school NXT, but what if we had them versus like a throwback tag team? Like what if there's another throwback Haas tag team that we could put them up against?
Maybe Enzo and Cass. I mean, that's a battle of big personalities.
I mean more retro, like how we had Ascension versus Too Cool.
Oh, like way retro.
Throwback.
Oh,
something. You know, because we haven't had a good like feature. Hey, this person's coming, and I know it's like 2 weeks away, and we probably would have heard something already. But
right.
I miss that, you know.
Maybe the New Age Outlaws, just because we're playing with whatever cards we want.
Because why not?
I want them to fight the Faces of Fear, Ming and Barbarian, because you know those dudes can still kick some serious ass.
Oh yeah.
And it would just be so beautiful.
Hot. But what about you, Bill? Like specifically, instead of just hanging on to all of us.
What would I like to see at TakeOver?
Yeah.
Well, sadly, I already know what's going to happen at TakeOver, and I'm super, super excited, and you guys are going to be excited too. But I would really love to see Heavy Machinery. Like, I want to see them every week.
Yeah. Heavy Machinery, so especially after this promo tonight, so much fun.
They should have a cooking show.
All ingredients are meat.
Yeah, how to cook meat in different ways. Because let me tell you, a lot of the guys who are larger in size, they have to eat a lot of protein, and you have to eat a lot of meat. And meat gets boring, so you have to figure out ways to make meat interesting.
Making meat interesting with Heavy Machinery.
Yep.
I would like to see Andrade Almas versus Patrick Clark. Because that could be fun in several ways, and it could be charactery. And with Andrade's recent loss streak, it could be the last thing that pushes him over.
Breaks him.
Yeah, like it might be like, oh, this dude's out faffing me, and I lost. I need to get my act together. Something like that.
I like that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm on board, but I'd still like to see it.
All right, I'll fight you. So, so let us know what you want to see at TakeOver Chicago down in the comments below. And if you're watching us live, which we're live every Wednesday at 6 p.m., remember
Pacific Time.
Pacific Standard Time. After which, after the live chat ends, we lose the entire chat. So if you want to comment, make sure wait like maybe 5-10 minutes, reload the page.
And they did it last week. There was a deep cachet of comments post-show.
Nice.
Cachet of comments. Sounds delicious.
Rock the cachet. So until next time, make sure to leave us a comment down below and leave us a review on iTunes. Bill, where can the folks find you? What are you working on?
I'm working on my job at uprocks.com.
Heck yes, we are!
Check out uprocks.com/wrestling, uprocks.com/sports, and with spandex.com. Got features up every day of the week. Retro best to worst columns from the wonderful, talented Brandon Stroud. Got an interview going up tomorrow with the one and only John Morrison about his new movie, which is very good, that you should check out.
Nice.
Boone the Bounty Hunter.
Boone the Bounty Hunter. And I'm sure that you can also find him, for example, on Xbox12360.
Funny you should say that, but I won't mention that right now.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Sunday Motel. And maybe Mark will tell you about these lovely shirts that we're booking in the panel with.
I might. How about you, Hobo?
You can find me on Twitter and the Instagram at True Hobo. I guess NXT's blowing through the Southern California area this weekend. I will be there on Saturday in San Diego.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah?
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Will, yeah.
Maybe I'll thumb it with you.
Maybe. You got a car you can drive.
Let's thumb together.
Yeah.
Thumb together right now. Over Dale. So Dale, what are you working on right now? What's up with you, sir?
You can follow me at The Walking Dale on any social media platform. You can also find me on Fox Sports Wrestling Compadres Slamcast. We've got lots of good interviews coming up, none of which I can make over this right now.
Nice.
They're wrestlers though, and you like them.
Yeah, it's a good group of guys over at the Wrestling Compadres.
Oh yeah, it's all AfterBuzzers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Scott.
You got Scotty, you got Johnny, Daly, Carlini.
Carlini. I suppose so. You can find me on Twitter at Mark Donica. Check out Xbox12360 today. We interviewed Johnny Mundo. How weird.
I heard about that somewhere.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. Also, if you want to hear Sean's story about his crazy weekend, well, you should probably tune into that show.
What happened?
You tune. No, don't worry about it. Tune in to find out. Check out all of our other wrestling content as well. Making the way to the ring with Lillian Garcia. Our after shows for Monday Night Raw, Tuesday Night SmackDown. You were on that. And he was also on this show, the NXT After Show. Make sure to check out these shirts at nxteam.spreadshirt.com. There's some funness coming, so make sure you get these before that fun happens so
I
you
love
can be
this shirt.
ready and prepared. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the NXT After Show right here on AfterBuzz TV. We'll see you next time. Goodbye,
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
What's the deal?
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.